What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another late night, another epic. This one is a continuation, a sequel, if you will, to a film we had watched almost, I would say, 2 years ago. We will be watching Superman 2. That comes right after Superman. This was when I was still covering my face with an image, let's say a cartoon image, but this time it's somewhat different. And yeah, excited to see the continuation of the Superman story, Clark Kent. This is not the Richard Donner cut. I looked online to see, because there are, I think there are two cuts, but then there are various fan edits. It seems like that type of a film, like Blade Runner. But yeah, I went online and I checked, which I don't usually do this, but besides probably even with Blade Runner, but which cut was the right one to watch. And it was pretty split, 50-50. A lot of people said the Richard Donner cut was a lot more serious, a lot less campy. Some considered it a better one. Some people thought it was flat out, nothing compared to the theatrical cut. And at least I might be wrong on this. You guys do correct me if I'm wrong, but Superman 1 and 2 were shot back to back. And so, naturally, you would think Richard Donner would probably know the better cut and would probably make a better film. But the unanimous summary for that cut was that the ending was just it's an unfinished film. The ending was just way too quick. There's credits. It's not that it's unfinished, but the ending, the third act, or probably the ending, was just not done well. And that there were some scenes that were removed from the theatrical cut. The theatrical cut is a little bit longer, so we're going to stick with the theatrical cut, and we might watch, actually we most definitely will watch, or it could even be a Patreon exclusive where we watch the director's cut. That is, in progress, so I'm just thinking, what is the right elements to add, so that the Patreon, the page, that it's doable on my part, but that it's also valuable on your part, for you as a contributor, if you will. But yeah, without any further delay into this episode, we're going to be watching Superman 2, the theatrical cut, because Captain, we are A-go.
This council has no hesitation in proclaiming you all guilty. 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 Guilty.
I think it's quite appropriate that we start the film with Zod and his two team members, their own fate, compared to where we left off in the first film. What a perfect ending to this epic montage, playing the entire score of Superman. And it says, directed by Richard Lester. A different director, but the same Superman.
Well, don't you watch television?
Well, actually, I don't really enjoy television, Mr. White. There's too much violence. I was just reading Dickens.
Mr. Kent, a gang of terrorists seized the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
He knows where the Eiffel Tower is, Olson. You do, don't you, Kent?
Yes, sir. Has anybody been hurt?
Oh, so far the hostages are unharmed.
The hostages?
Yeah, tourists. About 20 of them.
It's probably in Kent's best interest to watch TV as a journalist and as Superman.
If I know Lois Lane, she'll not only come back with a Pulitzer Prize story, but a one-on-one interview with a hydrogen bomb titled, "What Makes Me Tick?" Now, don't stand around, Kent.
What Makes Me Tick is actually a great headline, but it's ironic that he actually even compared both of them.
Stairs. Stairs. Stairs.
Stairs.
Okay?
S-T-S-T-A.
I haven't seen that. The dictionary trick.
Okay, send them down.
Boy, she is one determined investigative journalist that she would go this far for the story. Oh, that 60-second counter has been activated. Start listing out your sins.
A bomb! There's a bomb up there. They've got a bomb.
Oh, I'm assuming he would, you know, have the bomb inside the elevator and then just send it out into space. Okay, well that's one interesting way for them to be released. It's either the sort of shockwave or some type of discharge from the explosion that helped penetrate the glass.
Break.
That's all I need.
Clark, you know, you were really lucky that time, but you gotta be more careful. When you cross the streets, you gotta look both ways.
Well, I mean,
If anybody just stopped and examined what happened to that cab, more questions would have arisen.
And do you mind if I give you a little bit of constructive criticism?
well, actually,
You
yes.
gotta be more aggressive. You know, you have to go from the instinct. You see something, you want it, you go for it. That's what I do.
Yes, I've noticed. Perhaps I could help you there.
He has noticed first-handedly.
You know that I wouldn't say all those things to you if I didn't really care.
You do?
I mean, what else are friends for?
Friends, huh?
And I like that little newspaper that says "It flies." Really put him in a category of a friend zone very quickly.
Those alpha waves will take me north to his secret. And his secret will give me Superman.
I'm assuming that's where you'll find planet Krypton, or sort of his own kryptonite, what he can use to defeat Superman.
Pretty.
Mighty pretty. Right. Look, Nate. Nate, wake up, will you?
That's it. I'm dreaming.
Artemis, come in.
What other explanation besides a man floating in space defying all sorts of gravity law and sort of human capability? Oh boy, that's instant death right there. And she gave him the same fate as they had, floating in space into the nothingness.
Somebody help me!
Artemis, this is Houston calling.
What's up?
In the case of Alien, would Superman be able to hear you if you're screaming in space?
The yellow sun. The more our molecular density gives us unlimited powers.
They come from there. A place called Houston.
Then we will go there too. To rule. Finally, to rule.
And it just so happens that, well, America on Earth, this is where Superman is, and they will all have equal playing field in terms of strength and molecular density.
You guys are about 10 seconds away from solitary, you know that? I told you to...
Whoa, holograms. Wow. Very smart man, this Luthor. How did he even record that? Where did he get the technology from?
Come on. Hurry up.
It's strange that with Otis and Lex Luthor and Mrs. Tess Schumacher, they almost bring the comedy relief for the film thus so far. And I know Lex Luthor in the remakes and the recent films to be this very serious person. Not that, Batman is not serious, but Lex Luthor is supposed to be this real villain. I guess that decides Otis's fate. He's stuck there.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And have a happy whatever.
Some porter he is. It's really cheesy and campy. I see the campiness.
You know what? They're afraid to let go.
Why?
They let go, straight for the lawyer.
Oh, I don't know about that. You look kind of happy to me.
It's because you're blind, Clark.
Oh boy. Her attitude is so different in the reinterpretations of Lois Lane.
Once a girl's seen Superman in action, Niagara Falls kind of leaves you cold. You know what I mean?
Him again, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a one-track mind, don't I? Well, my one-track mind's telling me that I'm hungry.
Well, her gut is telling her to go for Superman the next time she sees him.
Okay, it's 2 mustard relish.
Okay, she's probably gonna know that Clark Kent is Superman through the photographs.
What a nice man! Of course he's Jewish.
This must have done wonders for tourism in the Niagara Fall on Canada's side.
And Clark is not around as usual.
Okay, she puts 2 and 2 together pretty quickly.
Hey, Lois? Here you go.
Where were you?
I was getting hot dogs. What do you mean?
That's a blatant lie. He wasn't even in a line. He stole those.
This looks like some kind of control panel.
How he knows that? I mean, they all look like icebergs. But how did he know it was a control panel?
There appeared among us 3 rebel elements. What you would call on Earth criminals.
Criminals? My kind of people.
Ah, okay. Through the archive, he learns of Zod.
The Phantom Zone might, just might, be cracked by a nuclear explosion in space.
Oh, almost as if it were prophesied.
Each one with the same power he has. Each one totally dedicated to corruption, violence, and evil. Wait, that explains the 3 alpha waves I've been getting on my black box.
3 alpha waves, just his type of a guy, criminals. But, hey, that archive actually is a pretty cool idea. That's how he sort of educated himself, like Superman further educated and learned. And I would think that there would be more protocols, in order to, reach into this archive, but it's simply just placing the crystal into select pods. I thought Jor-El was gonna show up.
I gotta admit, your disguise is nearly perfect. You had me fooled. And I am nobody's fool, believe me.
Oh, no, of course not, Lois.
Oh, she's gonna throw herself behind. That's one way to prove your theory.
Now, if I'm right, you'll turn into Superman. And if I'm wrong, you've got yourself one hell of a story.
You think I'm Superman?
That actually would be that would be a wicked story. Lois Lane tries to prove her coworker is Superman, and she commits suicide.
Help! Look out for the rocks! Oh God!
Get real, Clark. At some point, he needs to transform. It's either that or he will find a way to actually save her as Clark Kent.
Lois, you alright?
I don't know if this sort of emasculates Clark Kent, but he did something. He just didn't do what she expected him to do.
This is really embarrassing.
Well, eventually when she finds out, she will realize that he put her through that just to conceal it for a little bit longer.
A primitive sort of life form.
primitive and dead.
No.
All these small signs, all these small little signs will lead to it finally. But Christopher Reeves really plays a good pushover. Well, not that he plays a good pushover, but he really plays the role of Clark Kent very well. In like, sort of like, I remember these were made as comments in the first film that his sort of physical attributes and transformations from Clark Kent to Superman is, you know, it's very notable. It's very remarkable in terms of good acting.
Maybe you should too.
Really, it was the glasses. Nothing to do with the hand. It was mainly the glasses. Her eyes just sparkled as soon as he took them off.
I don't know. From the look of them, I'll bet $10 they're from Los Angeles.
The hip fashion crowd.
What is this symbol? Do you follow another leader?
Oh, leader. Holy skunk sweat.
She's highly attached to symbols and logos. Very odd interaction, but that was something I don't think Superman was able to do, was to use his sort of laser ability to attract objects. I think his own ability is more to burn them.
Let's just hold hands.
She's gonna break his arm. She's so fascinated, right? You know, experimenting with all her new abilities.
Hey! Oh, you okay, Jody?
Yep, that would definitely kill him. But I don't know, this setting so far seems oddly familiar to when Superman was fighting, I think it was Zod in Man of Steel. It was like in a small township.
Listen, tonight, sky's the limit. Anything you want.
Sky's the limit. Anything you want. But he didn't ask her anything. So he probably is a master chef. He probably has his own concoction.
Well, with this satellite link up, just about everybody. I mean, the whole planet.
The whole planet, Houston?
Earth. The whole planet Earth.
You may continue.
Yeah, Zod's maturity with understanding and sort of catching up to like the potential of ruling is very impressive.
He was right in the line of that fire and nothing seemed to happen to him. I haven't seen the likes of this since Superman.
Yes?
That was sort of the perfect way to describe it. So if Superman is ever watching.
That one.
Wow. Those practical explosions are dangerously close to the actors.
I always. Is there no one on this planet to even challenge me?
Well, he doesn't know yet that Superman is here unless somebody from Houston sort of gives him the clue that there is a formidable opponent. And then there's Lex Luthor.
Must be tough being Clark Kent, isn't it?
No. No, I really...
That's such a backhanded question.
For the first time in my life, everything's clear.
Like I said, the fault is the glasses. The fault is the glasses.
I answer only to the president.
And he will answer to me. Or all of his cities will end up like this one.
Your father and
I thought for a second that he was sort of going to add elements of the hierarchy of chain to his own uniform. Except, you know, that might not work out because his own outfit in itself is sort of simple and works for him.
Once it is done, there is no return. You will become an ordinary man. You will feel like an ordinary man. You can be hurt like an ordinary man.
Is it worth the sacrifice? Probably Lois would think of the better good. Interesting, no objection. So, how would he get his powers back? I actually like that this separation sequence is actually very interesting because it showed sort of the one of the scenes from the first film showed him in pain. Well, she's now basically in love with Clark Kent, just with a different hairstyle and without the glasses. Because she was a fan of Superman because of what he could do. If not, basically she's now with Clark Kent. Am I not wrong? Am I wrong? You would sort of think that the president would sort of have a fail-safe sort of weapon that they have developed in case Superman ever went out of control. Unless they probably always thought Superman would be on their side. Should they have developed something to keep him in reins?
I'll kneel before you if it will save lives.
It will. Starting with your own.
If I'm being honest, so far, the greatest lines, actually, the one who has actually made this film very entertaining has been Zod. Like, his line about worshipping things that fly, and then the camera pointing to the eagle. Great line.
But there is one man here on Earth who will never kneel before you.
Who is this imbecile? Where is he?
I wish I knew.
That's a great way to end it. Even the President of the United States has bowed the knee. And their only hope is now enjoying a mortal life.
Evening, folks. You have a mention? Yeah, right in the corner.
Want to sit down?
Yeah.
He has his glasses back again. He looks like Clark Kent again.
Yeah, coming right up.
I'm sorry, that seat's taken.
It is now, sweetheart.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't have his own abilities, right? How is he going to square up?
You all right, fella?
He's gonna be fine. Just give me that. Clark?
Blood. It's my blood.
Did he really think that the transformation didn't happen in the separation?
Superman, where? Who is this Superman? You'll find out, General. And when you do... Come to me, Superman! If you dare!
The timing. The timing is just inappropriate.
You didn't know this was gonna happen.
They knew. I heard him. I just didn't listen.
Wait, he's going back himself without Lois. Wait, if it was this hard to get into the archives, the Kryptonite archive, how on earth did they leave to go to the hot dog place to begin with?
I failed.
Well, to go to, I think Lex Luthor's point is that his vulnerability was that he fell in love with a mortal woman. If I'm not mistaken, that's actual kryptonite as opposed to just crystal, if I'm not mistaken.
Lex Luthor's career guidance. Lex Luthor's school of better...
We have all of this without you.
What could he possibly offer?
He flies then?
Constantly.
He has powers as we do?
Certainly, but, oh, magnificent one. He is just one. Or you are three.
Well, three and Lex Luthor's mind.
Where is he? I mean, he shows up every time a cat gets stuck in a tree, and now he's decided to pull a disappearing act.
Yeah, well, maybe we just haven't figured out his game plan.
Game
A
plan?
cat is stuck in a tree. And Lex Luthor's demands our entire country. Ridiculous. you gotta be impressed with the kid. He's still doing his job, taking the pictures.
You just hold on that little lady, and he'll be along. See, they have this relationship, and she does all his public relations, and he gives her every exclusive. They're the best of friends.
He knows. Go for his vulnerabilities. Go for his Superman's heart. Well, the best
Son
thing
of
to do
Jor-El
would be to convince them to have this conflict elsewhere, not on Earth.
The big one's just as strong as Superman.
It's just an observation, a journalistic observation, no bias.
Wow, home run.
I can almost guarantee Richard Donner cut out that home run joke. Not that it was bad, it was just the timing. Smart thinking, very quick and smart thinking in terms of the mirror reflection and obviously cooling down that tank. It would probably be his sensitivity to, caring, and when the citizens are in danger, that's what probably would give him the edge.
He killed Superman!
Let's go get him!
Come on! Yeah, I know some judo. Come on, let's go.
Come on!
They killed Superman. Yeah, I know some judo. These people enjoying their French fries on a call, enjoying ice cream, probably must be very far from the action. For a second, I thought he was just skidding on his feet, but yeah, he actually had roller skates and he was just moving backwards. That's funny. Oh, I think he might, because I know either Superman or Hulk has done this where they clap their hands and it produces like a shockwave.
So, he is a coward after all.
Come back, Superman!
If I'm correct, he's heading towards the sun.
Why not increase his handicap? Since he cares so much for these Earth creatures, let us take his favorite.
Oh, there you go. Kill Lex Luthor, take Lois Lane, and use her as the threat. As the information... Well, information can be extracted from her.
I expect better manners from my guests, Zod.
What? I had never seen that. Oh, two can play at that game too. What? Whoa, how did he do that?
Hey!
I'm surprised they didn't rip her apart.
The crystal there activates the mechanism.
Lex Luthor, Ruler of Australia, activate the machine.
Ruler of Australia. Oh, they both know each other's best interest.
And swear eternal loyalty to Zod.
I assume he's gonna take his hand and throw him into the chamber.
He switched it. He did it to them. I mean, the lights were on out here, while he was safe in there.
Okay. Pretty smart, pretty smart. Talk about a reverse trick on Lex Luthor.
Let's wipe the slate clean. If you give me a ride back, I promise to turn over a whole new leaf. A whole forest of leaves.
It looks so beautiful from up here.
And that's the end of Lex Luthor. You left to free Zod to make his way back. I would think probably Lois Lane would have the reins for this story of Zod and how Superman triumphed over them. She would probably have that story, and that would be a Nobel Prize winning story.
Look, don't tell me that I'll meet somebody. You're kind of tough act to follow, you know?
Well, at this point, if he has the green kryptonite, and he can sort of do it whenever he wants, sort of make himself mortal and then remake himself into Superman.
Lois, I don't know what to say.
Well, no, just say that you love me.
Oh, she used his line. Well, just in that case, get into a relationship with Clark Kent.
Here's the water. Yeah, that's what happens when I'm fine.
She didn't get her orange juice.
And,
Orange juice. Sure, freshly squeezed. Okay.
Isn't he a nice guy? Well, let's see what trouble I can get into.
At this point, he's an intern.
This more coffee, too, huh?
Gee, that's funny. I've never seen garbage eat garbage before.
He came back here just for that guy.
Take it easy, will you? I just had this joint fixed. It cost me a fortune.
You would think the restaurateurs would ban him.
Oh, I've been working out.
That was kind to sort of reciprocate with the money. Okay, yeah, he's a pure-blooded American. A citizen. Thoughts. I don't know. I remember the first film, it was 2 years ago, but I remember the first film being a lot more dangerous, shall we say. It had its moments of comedic relief, but there was a lot more action from what I remember, and a really well-directed action. This film, it sort of goes into those areas where, they explore the relationship, they explore Superman's mortality, him going back and forth. I really like Zod. I wish more Lex Luthor was there, and sort of bits, but I feel bad for Otis. Well, feel bad for Mrs. Schumacher. They got sort of left on the cutting room floor. But yeah, this film, you get to know a lot more of Superman's abilities. Also, the thing that really went for the first film was having being on planet Krypton for the very first portion of the film, I think with Jor-El. That was some really good stuff. And then eventually finding being adopted into a human household, that was really good stuff. And him discovering his abilities as a fish out of water, if you will, and sort of acclimating to the world. With this one, he is already acclimated, and he's sort of leading him a lot more into the Clark Kent until he finally, in this Niagara trip, decides to go and reveal it to her that he is Superman, and makes a decision. I thought there would be some some argue or some type of logical reasoning as to why he should not be mortalized, but it's a human emotion. It was in the heat of the moment where he made the decision, and he made it for her. Yeah, I can see why this would be recut, to be made shorter. There are bits and pieces that, not necessarily that drag the film, but just, moments that, I think are for the general audience, for levity reasons, and to make this an overall entertaining picture for every age. But I can see how this film could go the more serious route. I mean, you do have, for a large portion of the time, Zod and his 2 crew members in Houston. As I mentioned, Luthor sort of goes in and out of the picture. I would have liked for him to be a larger part of it. The third act and this whole battle between Zod and Superman was excellent. Sort of the response of the president as well. I hope there was, some type of further dialogue about the repercussions of having these type of heroes, but that's sort of covered in the newer ones. But for what it is, for what Superman is, and for the time it came out, it's again a revolutionary kind of filmmaking. But yeah, do let me know if there's anything that I missed, anything I got wrong. Is Superman 3 worth watching? Would you guys be interested in a video on the director's cut? Is that worth watching, or you think this is the version which it sort of touches on the appropriate genre points for a superhero film, and a really good blueprint for like the Spider-Mans, the Iron Mans, and so on and so forth that came later on, post 2000. But yeah, great film. Had fun watching it. And yeah, until the next time, stay safe, and when you're in danger, look up at the sky, and hopefully Superman will show up. Yeah. I really like how the Daily Bugle is run compared to the Daily Planet. But yeah, that's just me. Take care, guys.
What's up, you cinephiles? Thank you very much for making it to the very end. Me and Big Willie don't take that for granted. We really appreciate you. Now, if you would like to show your support to us, you know what you can do up here. You can smash that button, really just smash it. And if you would like to check out some more content, they're all curated by days up over here and playlists. So, you know what? We hope you're having a great day. Don't crumble, and just continue to smile and be a good bastion of cinema.